Another good story this week was Concretin Mike Graham of Talk TV fame, if indeed Talk T fame is actually a thing. Is it a thing? Are you famous if you've been on Talk TV? I don't know. Jim Speaker's in the chat. He's like, farmer of concrete. Yes! Yes!
Because it's regenerative, you can grow trees.
Right. Well, you can grow all sorts of things, can't you?
Well, you can't grow concrete.
You can.
Concretin Mike Graham. Here's a factoid for you about Talk TV. Did you know that if you just park the culture war stuff for a minute, right? All of the talk of invasions and headlines that Murdoch has come out with in his newspapers, things like white Brits will be the minority, in 20 years. More nonsense like that Sun headline, like 1 in 5 Brits, Muslims, sympathy for jihadis and all that. Just park the racism just for a moment, right? And then come back to whether Talk TV fame is or could be a thing. Did you know that Talk TV is watched by fewer people per day, per month, than the Islam channel? Did you know that? For all of his advertising, for all the billboards, for all of the Piers Morgan promo, love him or hate him, you can't ignore him. Piers Morgan's back. It's Piers Morgan tonight. For all of that promo, all of those billboards, Talk TV is watched by fewer people per month than the Islam channel. Which is, I mean, you know, it gives you some context, doesn't it? If not comfort. That more people watch the Islam channel than the other fucking bullshit that's so often selling ad space, seemingly trying to demonize it. And it kind of makes you wonder, doesn't it? Kind of makes you wonder, like, what are the Islam channel doing that Talk TV could possibly learn from? You know, if the Islam channel are commanding a greater percentage, a far greater percentage of their target demographic, because remember, there's only 3 million Muslims in the entirety of the United Kingdom. So the equivalent, statistically, is it's 2/3 of those people are tuning into the Islam. I guess a lot of that is like returning people, like coming back to watch stuff. It's not like, 3 million individual unique viewers, right? It's probably like the same 300,000 people tuning in again and again or something, right? But you get the idea. But still, the way that these stats are collated, 2.2 million of them. And the last figures I had for Talk were 2 million. So what is it that they're doing right? What is it that the Islam channel are doing right? What are they doing better? Is it just that they don't have Piers Morgan? Like, is that what it is? They're just relieved. 2.2 million Muslims are just like, put it on the Islam channel because there's no Piers. Oh, it's amazing. Oh, just the like they could literally just broadcast a test card that says no Piers Morgan here, and people would be like, this is my favourite fucking show. This is incredible. I've seen the whole box set. What's that shit? Shoot up the rankings chart like a England semi-final. Millions tuning into it like it's a fucking royal wedding. I love this show. So Mike Graham, he took time out this week from being an inflated Michael Gove to criticise Keir Starmer for supposedly causing a rift with Trump.
And it is pretty embarrassing for Britain to have the special relationship that we have, and everybody knows we have it with the United States of America, but Donald Trump has seen fit not to invite Sir Keir Starlin.
You know, that whole David Lammy thing, I don't know if you remember that. David Lammy called him a racist, didn't he? Somebody will correct me in the live chat. David Lammy was a little bit, disparaging about Donald Trump a few years ago. And the idea is that maybe this has burnt bridges or caused problems or something. But I mean, you know, for better or worse, Starmer, Lammy, Trump, they all had dinner together last month. They all, you know, met up and talked with, like, it doesn't sound like they hate each other. You know, like, I don't personally love it. I'm not a fan of that, really. I think they should stand their ground and have a little bit more integrity. Show some fucking balls. But it is what it is. Like, that is just what it is. That is the reality. But Mike Graham comes on air and he says, because of this imaginary, manufactured ill feeling between them, Donald Trump has refused to invite the British Prime Minister to the inauguration, and what a shame this is for Britain. What a stain on our history is what he says. He says, I've got the quote here. He says, Keir Starmer has not been invited to the inauguration of Donald Trump in a major snub. He says, you can't mess around in politics and pretend you're in a student union. A massive stain on British history that our Prime Minister won't be there. Right? That's Mike Graham. And maybe you hear that and you think, well, I mean, maybe he's got a point. You know, I mean, politics is about relationships. You know, we were only saying a short while ago, it's about give and take. It's about negotiation, understanding. It's about relationships aid. You know, we have a special one with the United States. You know, maybe it is a shame. Maybe it is a stain. If Starmer and Lammy, the broader Labour Party, is student politics, maybe it is a shame if they have scuppered that, if they've ruined that relationship. Maybe you're thinking that. But this is the imaginary fantasy land of the modern right. You know, like we've got two-tier policing over here. We've got Marxist Sir Keir Starlin jailing people for their Facebook statuses over there. And then somewhere in the middle of all of this, like we've got fucking trees that grow concrete and Trump snubbing Starmer. None of it is real. It's all imaginary. And it's fine to be wrong about things. You know? He hasn't been snubbed, but it's fine. If you thought that he was snubbed, and it's the first time that this has happened, if you truly believe that, and you posted a thing, and it turns out you're wrong, it's fine. It is fine to be wrong about things, as indeed, you know, Mike Graham appears to have conceded that it's more than okay to be wrong. Again and again, he's at peace with that. It's okay to be wrong, in Mike Graham's mind. But then he's corrected, right? So he says, you know, first time in history, he's been snubbed, and people on Twitter immediately clap back. People who know more than Mike Graham, of which there are quite a few. People on Twitter are like, Gordon Brown didn't go. Tony Blair didn't go. Right? And this account, which I love, it's supposed to be the Twitter account for Larry the Cat in number 10, right? The fucking Downing Street cat. The Larry the Cat account clapped back. He said, cat check. There is no record of any British Prime Minister ever attending a US presidential inauguration. So the massive stain in British history has existed since 1789 and encompasses all 59 inauguration ceremonies so far. And again, it's fine to be wrong. It's okay. It's totally fine.
Well, you can't grow concrete.
You can.
Then he doubles down. He's like, actually, we did attend. In 1941, 1961, 1973, and 2001. Thanks for playing, right? So smug. And everyone's like, I don't know where he's getting this information from, but it's still incorrect. It's still like everyone's like, what the fuck is this? Is this alternative facts? Have time and physical presence now become millennial and Gen Z constructs? Now, is this the new line of the culture war? Is it? He's invented his own reality along with the rest of the British right. Like a Talk TV and GB News and the Telegraph. They're going to be, oh, these bloody kids these days with their years and their decades and their laws and the restrictions of physics. And they're just going to reverse fucking envelope into a wormhole of dark antimatter. That's basically where they're heading with their total lack of reality. So he says, actually, we did attend. Smugly. He says, actually, we did attend in 1941, 1961, 1973, and 2001. Thanks for playing. Which is wrong. And, you know, smugly wrong. Thanks for playing, guys. And so then history author and Byline Times journalist Otto English enters the room. And he quote tweets him, and he says to him, nope. Still wrong. He says, no British PM, or indeed any other world leader, attended a US presidential inauguration since records began in 1874.